There are less than 400 of the critically endangered North Atlantic right whales, and they aren't dying from natural causes. The biggest threat to their survival is the impact of humans. These gentle giants are run over by ships or suffer deadly injuries from fish gear. So award-winning filmmaker Nadine Pekwaniza's new documentary, Last of the Right Whales, tells the story of a group of people who have joined forces to save the most at-risk great whale on the planet. So she joins us this morning. Nadine, I have to say, this documentary was so beautiful. It was so sad to watch as well. Well, first of all, welcome. And I want to ask you, what inspired you to make this film?
Thanks, Sonia. It's good to be here. Good morning. It was really the deaths in 2017. So in that year, we lost 17 of these whales and 12 of them in Canadian waters. It was covered in the news daily, and it became apparent pretty quickly that the main cause of death was fishing gear entanglement and ship strikes, as you explained in the opening. And so we're at risk of losing a great whale that's been on this planet for millions of years. But the good news, and why I wanted to make the film, is that we can actually prevent these deaths if we take steps to do so.
Now, in this clip next that we're going to see, we see the team discover a whale that is struggling with being entangled. So let's show everybody what that looks like.
The leading edge is ugly. Looks sore. There is trailing line with a dirty white buoy.
It really is so hard to watch. Tell us more about what exactly is happening in that footage that we just saw.
Yeah, that's the first time that that's ever actually been captured on camera, or even the scientist that you saw there, Moira Brown. She's been doing this for 30 years, but they've never seen a fresh entanglement. So 4 hours earlier, that whale, a young male, is 5 years old, 4615 is its number, it was free of gear. And so the reaction that you're seeing, we filmed that for 6 hours on the water. We actually had an aerial drone there as well, and you can really see how violent the experience is and how traumatizing it is for the whale and how difficult it is for them to try and get free of those ropes once they're entangled.
And some of them don't. I watched the part where one of them is still entangled, but is still able to somewhat socialize, but some of them just don't even are free of that. And you said 6 hours to capture that. So I can only imagine filming whales in the North Atlantic must be so challenging. How did you capture such incredible footage?
Yeah. Well, because they're critically endangered, you can't approach the whales without a federal permit. So that was the first step. We had to get permission from both the American and Canadian governments because their habitat ranges from Florida all the way to the Gulf of St. Lawrence. And so we filmed in all of those critical habitats, in the calving ground, in the feeding areas in Cape Cod Bay, and then also in the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and collaborating with the people that we do in the film, the wildlife photographer Nick Hawkins, the scientists like Moira Brown and Stormy Mayo and Barb Zutzma, and even citizen scientists who from the shore in Florida are helping the scientists document new births, because that's critical for the recovery. So it was by working with these people that we were able to gain that access. And then it's a lot of patience, many days on the water, hoping for good weather and trying to find the whales, looking for a few hundred whales in the ocean is challenging.
Really quickly, Nadine, you mentioned there is a way that we can help reduce this risk. And 2021 in the documentary, it's also mentioned that it was the highest population of calves. Unfortunately, not all of them make it. But what can we do to ensure that we don't see these species go extinct?
Yeah. Well, the number one thing I think that we're doing right now is testing ropeless gear systems. So a new way of fishing crab and lobster that doesn't require that fixed line in the water, attaching the buoy to the trap, because that really ensnares the whales. It's the greatest risk when it comes to fishing gear. So this new system's been tested for 4 years. One of the main individuals or participants in the film, Martin Noel, is a crab fisherman in Shippagan, New Brunswick. He and other fishermen in that region have been testing this gear. And so we're hoping that soon it can become part part of the commercial fisheries.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is speed. You know,
Yeah.
vessels, if they slow down, they can see the whales and avoid collisions.
Yeah, it's a beautiful documentary, beautiful footage as well. Last of the Right Whales opens in theaters across Canada on February 20th, World Whale Day, by the way. So you can visit also lastoftherightvhales.com to find the screening nearest you. Nadine Pequeniza, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sonia. Very much appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.